Hey guys, welcome back to DuelSpace. I'm here with Kieran, and Ryan's home from training camp, so he's here too. And we have a special guest today. Would you like to introduce yourself, Mr. Special Guest today?
Hello guys, Robot1 here.
Hi Rob, man. Thanks for having you on the podcast. I appreciate it.
Go get the old words out. I see. Go get the old words out.
Yeah, we got it, man.
I'm Absolute Duelist, also known as Robert1, Robert Grant, Robbie G, Rob Gecky. Tons of goddamn names out throughout my years in this goddamn game.
Bubble
You can shut
Bubble
up.
Man. I think that's the most recent one that means something.
It's my favorite one, honestly.
that Bubble Man is not for Yu-Gi-Oh related though. That's why. It's
Listen, we'll see in the next tournament.
I'm Absolute Duelist. I do a YouTube channel. I'm currently just making One Piece content, but I'm doing Yu-Gi-Oh shorts on the side. But Yu-Gi-Oh content's coming back soon, so if all you guys out there want to see Yu-Gi-Oh content, it's going to be coming back. I'm just getting my way back into the game after a bit of a hiatus. Anything you want me to say or anything at the start? Outside of that?
No, you're good. You introduced yourself. That's what we wanted to hear.
Nice plug.
Obviously, most people, nice plug. Didn't fucking tell her she's going to do that. It's fine. We'll send you the PayPal later for all the plugs.
Yeah, at least Stellian gave us some notice about it.
Yeah, man. Selfish guy. No, I'm joking. Well, thanks for being on the pod, Rob. Appreciate it.
No.
Ryan, you wasn't here last week, so I'm
No.
gonna let you lead. I'm gonna let you do this one.
Well, I want to start off because everyone has just been saying, like, ripping into me about not being here last week. Let me just make something clear. My partner's had to have surgery recently. She's had her appendix removed, so I've had to look after my daughter, who's 1. That's why I didn't make it to the last pod, because I had to be a dad. So before everyone's saying I had to go to Duel Academy to learn how to duel and all of that, no, I had responsibilities. But yeah, so now that's cleared, because let me make everything clear to everyone as well. I had to listen to the last pod that was recorded and listen to Mitch and Kieran roast me. I had to edit all of that. I have to do it all the time, but this time, like, I've got stuff going on, and the first thing I hear is, M-Pen's not here today. He's at Duel Academy to learn how to duel. And I'm just like, these two are meant to be my friends, you know. I thought I had a friend. You had a friend? But let's get on to our guests and let's ask a few questions. So, Rob, first and foremost, because this is something we're going to ask all of our guests, what is your favourite card?
That is a very easy one for me. My favorite card in the game.
Can I guess?
No, you know what it is. You know what it is.
Let me guess.
Let me tell you something.
Know what it is. So can we see if Ryan knows?
What if I know?
Yeah, let's see if you know, because I don't think you know Rob as well as me and Mitch.
I believe it's Ab-Zero.
Oh, fuck you,
No,
Rob.
you're wrong.
Yeah,
it's Bubble Blaster, because when he's bubbling.
Shut you! It ain't no Bubble Blaster.
Bubble Blaster.
You constantly say it's Bubble Blaster, but no, my favorite card in the game is Elemental Hero Absolute Zero. He is by far one of the best cards in the game, in my personal opinion, that's been made, just because of his effect is so good. You gotta love a Raigeki on legs. As I said earlier, I used to be known as Rob Gecky. And I love Raigeki on legs. He's just such a cool combo piece that can be done with, like, sending him to the grave for mass change, being able to summon him, make him bigger with monsters. And I've always been a big fan of heroes, so it's generally just he's just my favorite card in the game.
I was going to say, Rob, you've been known for a lot of decks, like the one you want to be known for the most, because you've tried to say I'm this guy, I'm that guy. Everyone knows you as, especially old school players will know you as the hero guy. You base your channel icon around it. You said your favorite card is Bubble Man.
Absolute
sorry.
zero,
All right, the fusion that you can make with Bubble Man. Oh, okay, say less. But how does it? One thing I will ask, because you said you were Rob Gecky and all of that. How does it make you feel now, knowing that Slife of the Sky Dragon is the reason why Raigeki has been breaking all your hero boards?
Oh, listen. Another one of my favorite cards. Going back to ancient Egypt, where all the gods were revealed in the original Yu-Gi-Oh series.
Long ago.
The best one by far was Slifer the Sky Dragon, in my opinion. He is my
That's
favorite
cap.
god card.
That's cap.
No, he is my favorite god card. He has always been my favorite god card. Obelisk, dead thing. Ra, how's this fucking ultra mega chicken able to go big and kill everything? Nah, it's all about Slifer the Sky Dragon.
If you said Slifer, the executive producer, I would have agreed with you, but you didn't.
Yeah.
So now I have to go with Obelisk because anime accurate, as you want to start getting into it. He is just fusion material to make Obelisk more powerful.
No.
He's not wrong, bro.
It's
Think
not.
Obelisk.
Listen, yeah. Obelisk was so trash, he had to be fused with a slime. Just remember that.
Hey, Obelisk is like Obelisk on paper is the best god card. It actually has protection and it has like set stats.
You've heard,
Gameplay.
you've heard it here first, boys.
Actually,
Robert's favorite is a floodgate. You heard it
No,
here first.
Yeah.
he is technically a fucker. But no, on that, Ryan, actually, you are correct. Obelisk the Tormentor has actually been used in decks in the past to actually be competitively viable. I believe its biggest contender was in Cleafor, when that was actually about back in the day, where it was actually used competitively in that deck, just because it was a very easy big monster to summon to go for game. Like next to Cleafort Towers, it was just one of those tech cards that people actually used. So you're correct in saying he is technically the most meta viable god card.
Well,
but...
no. I'd say no. Like he isn't the best meta god card because technically that will go to spear mode.
Spear mode? No. Spear mode. It's technically a version of Ra, but I wouldn't say it's a god card until it turns into Ultra Mega Chicken.
I would argue that Xian is the best meta god card.
Yes. Xian. No. He ain't shit, mate.
Bro, we already established
Xian
Xian can stop a solemn. He can stop its own
I
stomach.
mean, I don't know about you, but my card has a negate and is not banned. That's hard nowadays.
That your card is locked into one archetype. Mine can go into like 4.
That's factually not true.
It actually is because of Elemental Hero, Vision Hero, Destiny Hero, Evil Hero.
Your
My
card
negate-
does the best thing
Renegade
when it's
symbol
dead.
deck.
Your card is only useful when it dies.
Your card
actually, I never
loses
asked.
to a
You find it-
Skullmeister.
I actually should ask. Am I okay to use swear or stuff?
No,
Yeah,
it's
it's
too
been
late
30
now.
seconds. It's been 30 seconds. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck it.
So why the fuck not?
Okay. Cool. But yeah. Favorite card in the game is definitely Absolute Zero. He's been my favorite card ever since I first saw him. Even with I am a very people will know this. I love the Yu-Gi-Oh content. I love the anime. I love the mangas. And when I first, the thing that really solidified Absolute Zero being my favorite card was when I first saw him summoned in the manga. He wasn't even summoned by Jaden as well. He was originally summoned by
Judai.
Yeah. Well, Judai in the manga, but he was summoned by in the manga. It's a very different story. It's like this top duelist summoned him. Oh, it's been ages since I've read it.
I don't remember summoning him.
Huh?
I don't remember summoning him.
Mitch was there in the manga.
No, that's a lie. I appeared in Synchro Arc. It's my bad.
I was about to say just like you wouldn't be there because
But
it's
yeah,
fusion only.
it was his top duelist in the manga that Jaden looked up to, and Jaden did end up summoning him, but he one of my favorite cards in the game just because of how he was used in the manga. He's not actually an anime card as well, so the only way you get to see him is in the manga, where you get to see the elemental hero, the actual elemental hero used.
I once watched Jaden miss lethal in the anime.
Same.
Listen, I'm not saying Jaden's the best duelist out there.
No, you say it. You say it's factually
Yeah.
the best duelist.
Who would you say is the best?
Have you? Out of all the protagonists.
We
I
do
guess-
not. I will tell this. I'll say this right now, Robert, and 95% of the viewers will agree. Past Zetsu, the anime does not count.
What?
Well,
Yeah.
Wait, you're not
technically,
counting
it's not
Arc V
wrong.
and Drains?
Because of basically that theory comes about because of Bonds Beyond Time, where that was like the solidified final bit. So he's not technically wrong in that status, but because of the anime did continue, he is wrong.
No,
So-
I'm saying because it's shit past now.
No, it's not actually.
That's cap.
Zexal's first season is the worst dog crap I've ever seen. It starts to get better in like season 2 to 3. I think they had a third season as well.
I haven't seen Zexal. That's the one I haven't watched.
Yeah. I wouldn't recommend watching it because it's not great. But Yu-Gi-Oh! V5, Yu-Gi-Oh! V.
Arc V.
Thank you. Arc V is a very good season, and Reigns I actually think is one of the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Animes they've ever made, just because of how competitive the games are and how the playstyle in the games are.
The protagonist card got banned. So competitive.
No, to be fair, like Reigns is up there as one of my favorites. Like Arc V's fun to watch, and I do like watching Arc V because it brings back a lot of old characters as well. But Reigns, for me, watching someone like Soul Burner do like legit Salamangreat combos, like when you literally see him do the proper Saturn line, it's actually like blessed to watch. So I do agree when you are watching like actual like these decks are actually meta in like the actual TCG, and you're watching the anime play the combos correctly as well. It is quite nice to watch.
I'm sorry if I watch that anime, I'll watch that anime again when Yugi's against some random duelist and the random duelist flips skill drain. I'll start watching. And then it'll be realistic.
The thing is,
he has
the
summoned
only two
Skull,
Yu-Gi-Oh!
2500
animes,
vanilla.
And I gotta be honest with this, the only two Yu-Gi-Oh! Animes that actually used skill is actually 5Ds and
Thank you
Reigns.
very much. Thank you very
They're
much.
the only ones that just have actually.
I would consider Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds the tipping point on power level of Yu-Gi-Oh! When combos
right.
started to be like that's how the game is played over like. But I didn't enjoy the GX era of the actual card game though, because it just I don't know, it's something about fusions. I don't like them.
The thing
To
is,
me,
Fusions.
sorry, you go, Rob.
the thing is, when it comes down to it, the original, in my personal opinion, when it comes to like Yu-Gi-Oh! Before 5Ds, like the base version of Yu-Gi-Oh! Before they started to change everything, the game was probably at one of its best points because they didn't have anything extra to really make the game go insanely broken. Yes, there was like in 2005 you had the Yata lock, but the game kept evolving in its own little system to the point where it was a lot of fun and there wasn't a lot of degeneracy or anything. I think there was some decks that came out just before.
Say that to the
Synchro.
butterfly fucking eclipse spell that Jordan.
I was about to say, literally, once Yato got banned, wasn't it? What was that zombie? The Spirit Reaper. Everyone was just then on that, and it's like, cool, yeah, you have no cards in hand. Like that happened after Yato.
There was a lot of combos that came out, but the game got progressively better until the point of where Synchros came out, and then the game started to completely have a tip, where it just started to become fully combo games. Because like original Yu-Gi-Oh, yes, there was combos, but they weren't super extensive combos. Like I remember T-Set Pass being one of the best things in the game. But then you entered the Synchro era where we eventually got to Teledad, and Teledad, as a lot of people should know, that deck was worth well over $1,000 and was the best deck in the game at that point. And as Mitchell said, that is the time where the game really started to flip. That was the big turning point.
I would argue that it wasn't the era, it was the design of synchro summoning. Because how they done synchro summoning, you had to combo to get the card out.
You had to find a way to get two monsters on the field.
Like instead of just activating Poly from the hand and summoning a big guy, I had to find a way. That's how they changed it.
That is true.
But it made the game a lot more interesting.
That was the difference that that's why, like, if I look back at the old animes, like, don't get me wrong, I love watching the original Master and I love watching GX, but it just feels like I'm watching a really shit game of Yu-Gi-Oh! When I see them end on like a 1600 vanilla pass because they can't do anything. At least once it went into the Synchro era and onwards, you ended on at least some form of a boss monster every time. It could be doo-doo, but at least it had some attack stats, or at least it had like some form of effect. You weren't leaving your board with nothing, and it always felt like I've watched so many like other duels, and I just think you end on like nothing. You've got a 1600 vanilla, and you're just praying they don't have anything with high attack right now. Like can't be normal summoned over it.
The thing with that, Ryan, is that was classic Yu-Gi-Oh! When big combos didn't exist. Like the game was at a point where it wasn't overly broken. At that point,
I get that.
Where as you're saying, like when it hit that point of synchros, the game truly did change. and having the ability to just go from, oh, I need 2 specific monsters to activate polymerization, because of before Synchro, I don't think there was a lot of fusion monsters that existed at the time that could actually just be fusion summoned with just polymerization and needing like two like non-generic cards.
They were all archetype specific, weren't
Yeah,
they?
like there was all these decks with archetype specific. You can tell. One of the first most broken cards in the game was a card called Mechanical Chaser, and that card was broken because it had 1850 attack points.
Yeah. Wasn't that like a prize card as well, or something
wasn't
along
a prize
that line?
card. It was a tournament pack card.
There we go. That's it. But it was
like-
expensive just because of that 50 extra attack, and you could
Yeah.
only.
You think that's expensive?
What
Tribe
like,
Effective Virus was the meta card.
You mean card destruction?
No, Eradicator. The trap.
No, not Eradicator.
What?
The one you
Crush
played in
Card Virus.
Teledad, bro.
Crush Card Virus, the one that was the
Virus,
best
the
prize
original
card.
one, not errated. The one where it literally said, "Oh, all of your 1500 or less attack point monsters
Yeah.
just got killed," or was it 1500 or higher? I can't.
It was 1500 or higher. I think it left
Yeah.
you with weenies.
Yeah.
Oh no! It was the other way around because it left you with cards that you just couldn't summon because you were
Yeah.
just left with a bunch of tribute summons that you couldn't tribute.
Like the old Yu-Gi-Oh was like absolutely insane, and then we flipped to Synchro, and it was just like, oh, the game's just sped up in a massive proportion. And the game, to be honest though, that was a very good time for the game, even though there was the degeneracy of like Teledad running around. That time in the game brought about basically more generic cards into the game because of. I may not be a big Synchro fan, never really have been. I've played probably about. I think I've only played. And Mitchell, you can probably quote me on this. Maybe 3 Synchro decks.
Well, you played Vanadium.
I played
And
Vanadium,
Emancipator.
and Emancipator.
What's the other one?
Did you count Plunder Patrol? I know they synchro.
No,
but
that's an everything deck.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the last one was, because I know I've played another Synchro deck, just as maybe for fun. But I've maybe 3. Like the 2 off the top of my head is definitely Emancipator and Vanadium, because those are the most recent ones. Because of one of the decks that I was most excited for when the set that Emancipator came out, it was Emancipator. I loved the gambling mechanic.
Kieran, any Synchro decks you've loved in the past?
I mean, everyone loves Stardust. Like-
On it, Stardust used to be my favorite card.
It was just still like, back when it was simple, that was like the best.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
What would you consider your favorite like summoning mechanic? I guess that's what we're on right now, Kieran.
My favorite summoning mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down. Obviously, we're on the topic, but I probably would say Synchro, but that's only because it helps me in the decks I play.
Wait, Rob, maybe. Sorry, continue, Kieran.
No. We'll leave it at that.
To be fair,
We'll leave
Kieran,
it at
I'm surprised you didn't say fusion just because of ABC.
He ain't. That's not a fusion. That's a contact
ABC
fusion.
isn't a fusion. ABC isn't a fusion summon deck.
It's a
You use
fusion
special
monster.
summon. No, because you're not fusion summoning.
All right. But Rob,
Right,
did you play the Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon kind of synchro spam deck when it was around?
Make a fancy beast of Roar.
You know, when it was literally like Crystal Wing,
Remember
Link Cross into Auroradon to O-Line, and you played like the Despot, and you just spam synchro monsters.
Oh,
Remember-
Despot. Yes, I actually did play Despot for fun. That might have been the deck.
What, pure Despot?
Yeah, when
Mad.
I saw Despot 1, I started getting a playset of every single Despot, every single set until the deck was playable. And I played it for the fun one.
They were just released, weren't they? Just over multiple sets. It's just
They
like
were
low
released
rarity.
over like literally, I think
Like 4 or 5 sets, weren't it?
it was more than 4 or 5. It was like, I think it was 8 or 9 sets.
Oh yeah, if we count in like side sets and stuff like that, then yeah.
Because there was one set had 2 of them, which I think was both the Pendulum Monsters.
Yeah, I think 5 and 6 came together in a set. I watched Simo's progression series, and he's at the point where he's now playing playable Despots. Because over the course of like the past like few sets, he's been slowly gathering them in the series. So yeah, so I know what you mean. It was a slow burner to get them, but yeah, it slowly added up. A bit like Noble Knights, they kind of just slowly just kept creeping in over like how many sets.
That's fair. Actually, And I have a question now. Because of Mitchell, we obviously know yours is synchro, and Ryan, we now know yours is synchro as well.
What? I
Not
never
Ryan,
said mine was
sorry,
synchro.
Kieran. No, Kieran. Something for the podcast. A lot of people who probably watch this already know. I sometimes stumble on names. It's something that happens. But Ryan, what is your actual favorite summoning mechanic? Because you haven't stated it.
Oh God! Oh no!
It's normal summon. It's normal summon.
No. On a serious note, I really do enjoy XYZ. I really enjoy XYZ summoning. It's one of them. I love playing XYZ decks. I know I've had Kashtira. I like playing like the XYZ kind of variants when I had like Dark Magician. When I played Sidra, it was just I always like playing into like Infinity and like Nova. Virtual World, that was a Synchronic Z's deck. But yeah, I do actually really like Z summoning. It's just it really upsets me, but there's not like an easy generic like negate in a rank 4. Like there are some like rank 4s that are negates, but they're not easily generic, and that you have to go for a lot of hoops and like hurdles to get out any form of like disruption. It's a shame there's not like anything that's just a bit more generic for rank 4, because I would slap that in Kashtira in a heartbeat.
Rank 4 in Kashtira.
Yeah, so I like right now in Kashtira, like I've been kind of cooking with like different engines to go into it. One I was looking at was a shark engine. So you literally play like Buzzsaw Shark and Double Fin. No, honestly, see, it's one of them. What you can do is.
What?
Hey, hold up.
That ain't cooking, bro. You're burning the sharks, bro.
No. So what you can do is you go Buzzsaw Shark, target itself, bring out Double Fin. You can overlay both of them into a Bahamut Shark, and then you can go into a Totally Awesome. And if you want to more extend, you could even go into the full armored stuff, the XYZ, because then you go on top of the Bahamut Shark, and then you can go into the full armored XYZ if you want to like commit to that. But it also, because the Totally Awesome, so then you have an Omni Negate to protect you from Nib. You can possibly bring out a second one if they don't out the Bahamut Shark. When the Toad goes, you add Double Fin back, and then you just summon that, bring back the Buzzsaw Shark that's going to be in the grave, and you can go into the Abyss Dweller, and you have access to like XYZ stuff as well. So that was something I had like a bit of an idea for, but it's all of these variants that I've made with Kashtira like onto the side. All of them don't work under Shifter, so it's one of them. While Shifter's about, they're put to the side.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
why don't you just play
Ryan
Adventure?
can only play Shifter on his main.
What was that? Sorry, Rob. I'll ignore it.
Why don't you just play Adventure?
It's one of them. I wanted to kind of keep the main deck kind of. I wanted to have the engine as small as I can, so it's like I can play like 4 cards to have an Omni Negate, because I have a lot of room in the extra deck, where I didn't want to have like 8-9 cards, which lose to a droll as well if I don't see Shifter. If I get drolled with Adventure, then I'm cooked. I don't want to get drolled, and I don't want to have a big chunky part of my deck taken up.
Yeah, but
That's what
isn't
it's
Droll
like.
kind of like going to the side a bit now because of obviously Snake Eyes and Tenpai are going to be the best decks?
Yeah, but at the time when I was cooking up this stuff, it was one of them. Droll was around a lot more.
Okay. Fair
So
enough.
yeah, that's the same with why I made my little righty lefty driver spice.
never
Yeah,
Just
I
get-
remember that.
Hey, that was fun. Okay, it was a free Omni Negate on the field. It was a macro from the hand, so if they had Droll or now Ogre, they couldn't use it. And
But did you do it
was-
first? Because you said you made it.
Yeah, this is me who, in Kashtira, yes, I added it to Kashtira. I was the only person you'll ever see who added that to Kashtira, making the Herald of Arclight.
Are you sure?
Don't act like you, bro. I know you made stuff with righty lefty before in like other stuff, but this is mine. Don't you dare try and take that away from me. 'Cause
Oh.
No one played Kashtira with righty lefty driver.
No one would waste their time. Yeah, I agree.
It was a brilliant little Omni Negate, and it done what you needed to do. It dealt with the Droll, and it dealt with the Nib.
Anyway, while Ryan's trying to be the guest of the podcast, let's go back to Robert here. So, Rob,
Oh,
how are you
ask me a
finding
question.
returning to Yu-Gi-Oh?
Right, returning to Yu-Gi-Oh! Obviously, as I said earlier, I've had a bit of a hiatus. I've been off the game for about 6 months before I started
Was
playing
you-
at locals
Was
again.
you searching for something? While you
What?
was you searching for the One Piece, maybe?
Yeah, yes. Basically, I got into One Piece a little before Nationals last year, basically at the start of the game, and at the time Yu-Gi-Oh just felt really crap at the time, where you're in a format where Droll's constantly being used, there's nothing but hand traps going around, you feel like you can't really play the game, and it is fully dice roll format, which honestly is a very boring form of Yu-Gi-Oh! And coming back to the game now after that little break, I'm not gonna lie. Playing in their format just at the end where Snake Eye is the best deck, and as people know, those who have watched shorts of mine for like opening the last set where Snake Eye came in, the game in general I think is on a better level than it was before, definitely, because it feels like the game has shifted quite a bit to the point where it's like there's a lot of new decks, there's a lot of different decks being played, there's Snake Eyes, Minidium seeing more play, Dragon Link is just killed now due to the ban list though, but I did see a few Dragon Link, and I feel like the game is in a much better place than it was about 6 months ago, and coming back it does feel, it feels fun again, because of obviously, as some of you know, I came back to the game first week with PK. My baby, my child, got me high in nationals a few years back, and I then saw Snake Eye. Thought it was fun, and I'll be honest, playing that deck for a few weeks, it's very linear and boring to play.
Would you consider it the same as the Miladium trap?
No.
Miladium trap.
Miladium, because I played Miladium just before I left the game for the 6 months. And I think Miladium is in a very, very fun deck. That deck is incredibly fun to play. It's very skill-based as well, so you actually have to know what you're doing, and the combos you go down can be very different depending on what starters you have.
Yep.
But it always ends on the same board, but at least the combos are different. But Snake Eye, I would say, it's a very boring deck to play. Like, seeing the deck doing all of its combos, the stuff looks really enticing at first. And that's why I built the deck and wanted to play the deck. But then after a while, it just gets stale. Like, you're doing the same thing every game. You're going, like, I can name off the basic combo in like 3 steps. Like normal summon Snake Eye, normal summon Ash, search Popular, summon Popular, search Field Spell, go into Oak. Oak goes ahead and summons one from Grave. You've also then summoned Mikribo, and just go through an entire combo that just, it's the same thing every game. It's just boring.
So did you say you're on Minidium right now? Then is that what you're gonna be playing?
I'm on,
like this?
Technically, I'm on Snake Eye. Because of obviously the new card came out, Snake Eye Diabellstar. I at least wanted to start trying it because of I have been doing some testing with it, hand testing it, playing some games to see how I think about it, and the combo does change a bit now from like the generic standard, where you can go ahead and make Appaloosa easier, and because obviously you've lost the Baron and the Savage Dragon, you can't make those anymore. So in pure Snake Eyes, I've been going for a board that ends on Omega, taking a card from the opponent's hand, and Dispater instead, because I found that there's still ways to draw with the Formula Synchron. You can steal a card which is basically the same as a negate, and you get the Dispater that can return the card that you banish to your opponent's deck if they activate an effect. So you're essentially getting that resource away, taking the resource away from them forever. If it obviously is a monster, because I believe Dispater does have to reshuffle back like a monster card, or is it just one banished card? It's one banished card, so it doesn't matter at all.
It's banished.
Banished.
But like, I'm trying things. Something I do want to start testing again is Minidium, but I'm not sure how good that deck actually is. Still going into the new format, because of like
Baron?
without the Baron. I feel like if you were to play Minidium, it would have to be a build that, as Mitchell has just stated, would probably have to focus around like Protoss, probably Colossus as well, because if you're playing the Nemesis engine, you can play the Wind one to obviously summon itself.
Trust me, we've gone over this a lot in the podcast about that.
But yeah, it's just I feel like there's stuff that is there. You just got to try and test it out and everything. But my thoughts are coming back to the game as a whole. The game is in a much better position than it was 6 months ago. They have banned a lot of floodgates, which I think is, well, hit a lot of floodgates. They're not all banned. They're limited to 1 or banned, which I think is absolutely insane.
They also limited a bunch of cards as well that are floodgate.
Yeah.
They brought back Protoss and Thunder Dragon Colossus, and you're like, yeah, they got rid of all these problem cards.
I cannot believe they brought back Protoss. That one actually shocked me. Like, generally, I'm surprised Mitchell isn't building Sword Soul again.
Yeah, but they don't have the Baron though, so they lose even harder to the Nib, which is the issue.
Yeah, but you can go ahead and say screw your deck.
Well, no. To be fair, this is something I did think about Sword Soul with like if you play like the Yang Zing stuff, so you end on a Chao Feng, which is made with the level 5. It means it turns off the nib. But it means you need to have like you have to have a lot of gas.
That's
so
stuff
much
that
gas
they were
in the right
trying
cards
in the
in hand.
past, but I don't think that's a valid enough point.
No, because
So
I don't think
Mitchell
Deng.
trying that stuff out. Actually.
No, because Denglong wasn't about when
Chuffing.
Protoss was about. No, Denglong wasn't about when Protoss
No,
was about.
Ryan's the sort of expert. I'll let him explain.
No, but you said no. He said like, why didn't Mitch try it? Like Denglong wasn't about
Mitch
when
did
Protoss
try
was
it.
about.
Mitch did try it. He was trying it, but when Chao Feng was still banned.
Yep.
Denglong was banned. Chao Feng wasn't. It was Denglong.
Yeah, Denglong.
Yeah, but that's the point. Is you can make Denglong you can make Chao Feng with Denglong, so it's a light, so it means it turns off nib before you make Protoss. That's what I'm saying. It's like now you can try and do that, where before you didn't have that option. But you still need a lot of gas to do it.
You think Denglong it stops nib?
No, you go
No,
if
he
you
thinks
have.
Chao Feng stops nib.
Chao Feng is the nib-proof combo we have had since Sword Soul's been released. Denglong the Synchro 5 is the one that got back, and that allows you to get the Omni Negate trap.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I said. You didn't have that when Protoss was originally around, when Sword Soul first came out. But you can make Chao Feng. You make Chao Feng with Denglong and basically if you have the level 1 10 Yi and you have Mo Yi, you can in theory get out the level 1. You can bring out Mo Yi with a token if you have another worm in hand. You can go Mo Yi plus the level 1 tune it's going to Denglong, get the trap, and you can go Chao Feng, which is made with a light, so it turns off light effects. And then you can try and go down the same route of other stuff as well. If you have gas, that's my point. If you have gas, then you can try and get Protoss.
This sounds like the most shittest line I've ever heard in Sword Soul.
It's an anti nib line, which now you need because you don't have Baron anymore. That's the point. You don't have Baron anymore.
Making Denglong in that scenario is shit.
No, my point is, it's a way for you to, if you have gas, to play around nib. Because you don't have Baron anymore.
You have the gas, and if you don't,
yes,
it's
that's my point.
Summon Mo Yi is your gas. You've wasted all gas.
Yes. No, but you don't. My point is the thing is, you're saying normal summon Mo Yi, you're screwed if they have nib. Where beforehand you could at least try and make a Baron beforehand to protect you, where you don't have that anymore.
Anyways, while Ryan's trying to explain Sword Soul combos, even though he's been on the deck for probably about 2 days playtime, I would like to turn and make this whole conversation go away because it's hurt my brain. Because it's not going to happen.
One quick thing again. Literally about just this one episode. Just making SP. Like that's the best protection you're going to have against nib in a combo deck. Just make SP. That's it. Like you get to choose an SP and one other card you control to go against your opponent. That's it. Like sure they might go battle phase straight away to beat over the SP, but at least you've secured that you're going to have another turn, and that's it.
That's it. Thank you, Kieran. The wise old Kieran always comes in to save the day.
That's it. It's just like if you're playing combo deck, just make an SP if you're scared of nib. Like.
Well, opening 2 Tengies, only 2 Tengies, you can't get nibbed as well. So.
Right. Anyway, speaking of, we spoke a little bit about ban lists. We spoke about a bit of the new format. Rob, you've been playing this game for a very long time. Going forward now, post ban list, what are you thinking are going to be like the decks to be watching out for going forward? Because all of us this weekend, I know you and Mitch are going to be judging it. But we've got a little OTS event that we're going to, so it's going to be a winner box for an OTS event. And we've all got nationals in June as well in the UK. In that time, what decks are you thinking are going to be the ones that are appearing the most?
Runic Stun.
Alright, so I think it's very easy to think what's going to appear at the first. One, Mitchell is correct. We're going to see Runic stun variants. They're going to be everywhere.
Too many stun.
Just because of the fact that people know that this deck is not too expensive and also is winning very easily, it will get people on it regardless. There's a lot of people out there who play the game to watch people suffer, and Stun is the perfect deck for that. Another one is obviously Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes did not get murdered by the ban list at all. Yes, they lost the Link Karibo, which is a very strong card, but doesn't matter. And they lost the Savage and Baron, as I already stated. I'm already testing stuff that replaces them.
They did get the new Snake Eye support though, which it makes me
new
wonder if
Diabels
Runic
stuff, yeah.
is going to be about, because the new Diabels is a anti-spell on legs, and obviously Runic are going to struggle a bit with that. Not fully, but a little bit.
Card being used, really, because you have to essentially. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, it doesn't have a way to free summon itself.
You can't
To
search it.
control a Snake Eyes, a simple foil card in either grave to summon it. Not it can be summoned off of a trap card, but yeah, that's it.
So if a sinful spoils cards in your graveyard, express this card from. So yeah, you do have to you can summon it pretty easy if you do have the sinful spoil cards in your graveyard. But on top of that, you need to one actually draw the card, which is already very inconsistent to begin with. Two, there's not really any way to guarantee it in your opening hand. I think you can search it with an illusionist monster.
Yeah,
It is illusionist.
The
So
new illusion monster does search any illusion, but yeah, again, that is not.
So the one you can discard, right? That searches illusion cards, or is it level 4 or lower illusion cards? But like the card is not consistent enough for you to generally say it's going to be good enough against stun. Personally, I think there will be people out there probably trying to test it, trying to make ways for it to work. But right now, I just don't see it being amazing. Another deck we're obviously going to see will be Snake Eyes, as we've already mentioned. The deck is still absolutely insane. It's basically 15 plus hand traps with 1-card combos, and you can still play multiple different variants, such as the Kashtira variant. You can play the Fire King variant. You can play the Pure variant still, like tons of different ways to play that deck. Another one, which is a deck that I kind of want to test now, just because of Mitchell keeps talking about it and it sounds interesting and it's cheap, is Tenpai. In a general idea, that deck is actually really insane when you think about the premise of it. It is the first deck of its kind that actually.
Grand Mardu was his predecessor.
No. Grand Mardu is a completely different deck. There has never been a deck in the game, to my knowledge, that can summon about, what was it, like 12 times in the battle phase. This is the first deck that does that, and it's the only deck in the game that has an inbuilt protection during main phases with the field spell. So I think
Reese will counter that whole battle phase talk with his Gladiator Beasts.
No. Gladiator Beasts do not summon that many times in the battle phase. Gladiator Beasts have the ability to summon stuff during the end of the battle phase and can gain various effects. Tenpai kills your opponent in the battle phase.
I have thought of something brand new that I'm going to add to the task. It's called the Ryan counter. It's like when Ryan says something stupid and wrong, we're going to put a Ryan counter.
Allow it with these counters, bro.
But yeah, Tenpai is definitely a deck that you're going to be seeing running around, and just generic things that will definitely run around. Thunder Dragon variants. Orcus decks. With free Orcus Tarpora, the deck just comes back out of nowhere.
Thunder Dragon Orcus.
That will be a thing that runs around. Nemesis engine decks will definitely be running around, because obviously you can summon Colossus, you can summon Protoss. Sword Soul might even make a reoccurrence just because of Protoss just being here. People say Baron is dead. Yes, you don't have Baron anymore, but you can just do you can summon Shishao, and you can also summon the other level 10 that burns your opponent, which is still pretty decent. Yeah. And then you can also summon Protoss that just says any dark deck is dead, essentially. But going forward into the game, I feel like it's still going to be the normal decks that we've seen in the last couple of months. Snake Eyes, Stun.
I feel like you missed out important deck.
Yeah, I think there's
Voiceless.
two.
Voiceless is a very.
Yes, Voices. I actually have not got a lot of experience against that deck just yet.
And Branded.
Yeah, I was going to say Branded literally won locals undefeated last Sunday.
I think Branded is just one of those decks that, yes, it's still very strong, but it still has the weaknesses of losing to one Ash at times. Don't get me wrong, you can play through it, but
they're gonna have the new light and dark dragon fusion. They already can utilize the Yubel stuff. The Gimmick Puppet Lock has not been touched as well.
Yeah, but with the amount of hand traps, the Gimmick Puppet Lock is easy to prevent to begin with. If you know what you're doing against a Branded player, Branded is not that hard of a deck to counter. Yes, if they go first and you open nothing, yeah, you're gonna die. That's just facts. But if you open one or what normally just one Ash Blossom at times can be enough to prevent them enough so you can play through their entire board.
And
Like-
what about a couple other decks? I do kind of, in your opinion, if you think they're going to be making at least some form of a showing, do you think Tearlament could be lingering around here and there now with like Mali at 3, for example?
Hilleman, I'm not gonna lie, that's just gonna be one of those decks that's always sitting on the side and someone will probably take and do decent with. Like it's just one of Tearlament is a basically go get lucky deck. It's a go get lucky deck. You want
Do
to
you think it'll be? Do you think it'll be one of them? You might see 1 or 2 skilled players representing it, and it does well because the player's skilled, not because the deck is like obscenely broken. Like you'd see a Prian, but you'd only see a Prian playing it and doing well at a tournament.
I just want to touch on something real quick. I don't know if you're aware of this, Rob, but literally there is now new support, unfortunately, for Tier.
Oh, is there? What's it do?
What's the new support?
It's called Lightsworn.
Oh yes, the new Lightsworn stuff will
What did the
boost it a
Lightsworns
lot.
do for them?
Oh
I know
my
the new
God.
Lightsworn support. I know there's new Lightsworn support, but I haven't looked too much into it.
It could be a Lightsworn card that lets you put a card from your hand on the top of your deck and then mill 2. So you can literally, basically, if you open a tier name, you could basically choose when to fusion summon.
Is this the new Lightsworn basically Judgment Dragon? If you have Lightsworn monster in your graveyard, express this card from your hand.
I know that
No, I thought wasn't it a spell that done that, Kieran? I thought you said it was a spell that done that. Oh, it's a monster. Sorry, it's a monster.
You're there for the conversation. You missed the last pod. Go away.
I edited the last pod. I was there.
Oh, you mean Whist Lightsworn Archfiend? That has to put a Lightsworn monster on top of your deck.
Does it? Oh, fuck it. Mill anyway.
Yeah, but it's,
It's
a
still-
free
yeah, it's-
extender as well as if you mill a Lightswarm, you can special it from the hand.
Yeah, I think Lightsworn do have potential going forward just because of the new support, but
Well,
you
has
gotta
more
remember,
potential.
like, Lightsworn, what has more potential?
Ice barriers.
Oh no, we're not talking about ice barriers.
I'm telling you,
No!
you will hear the day where you go to locals and you can't
No!
activate monster effects or spells. Watch
Oh,
for the reasons,
no.
bro.
You know, Jason's gonna be grinning.
Jason is the only man who I will give props for that deck. But no, that deck is not good. It's not great. Yes,
No,
it can
I'm
clap.
happy we have a recording of you're saying that deck's not good. Because when you
Oh,
lose to it, I'ma pull this up.
Yeah, just clip that little bit out, send it to Jason,
I'm
and
telling you
say
right
like,
now-
yo,
Is Barry even getting more support again?
Yes,
Doesn't
it's
need it,
getting
bro, it's broken.
it's getting custom cards, bro.
right.
I mean-
Anyway,
It's got a Synchro 10 that summons 2 ice barriers from the deck. And if you get rid of the Synchro 10, it summons another Synchro from your deck.
anyway, 2 more decks I do want to bring up though that I do think. One of them I'm only bringing up just because it just got new support and obviously Lightsworn milling stuff, and we have to respect the Halak of the group. Do we think we're going to see Skull 7 in
Shut the fuck up, man.
there?
Right.
That's a Ryan counter. That's a Ryan counter right there.
Hey, no, I thought I
Until
put
we
respect.
get that grass is greener up 3, Mo is not gonna do well with Skull Servants.
That
we
is
know
a Ryan
this.
counter right there.
Anyway, now
He
on a
just
serious
only
note,
does good with that deck
there
when
is
grass
one.
and greener was up 3.
Now, I want to give a bit of respect to Mo because the new support just came out. But no, on a serious note, there is one other deck that I do, just because it just got a little bit more support off the ban list and it could see play. I don't know.
You guys
It's
are
your
missing
opinion.
an important deck.
Pearly. I was going to say, do we think we might see the odd Pearly player here and there as well?
You'll see the odd one, but if they do well, would be a bit of a surprise, especially seeing as some decks are now running Underworld Goddess again, so they can just get rid of the big monster very easily.
I don't understand why no one's talking about Yabel.
The Abel star.
Yabel.
No.
You
No.
go. No.
I've seen bits with that deck, but the testing I've done against it, they just die too easy.
I did mention it with Branded, but I don't know what it's like pure.
Like, I know they get the new throne
Super
card
Palm,
that searches.
they have a card that says change text to destroy your change your text. You know how the
Yeah,
you know how
Dark
World,
World have that
yeah.
effect.
Yeah.
This is-
I don't think it's amazing, though. I
It's
generally don't.
It needed the field spell and stuff to be good, and now
What
it
about
has it.
Ashen?
I
What about
just
Ashen?
don't-
Mitch, you would know this.
No.
Like,
Even
they've
with the
got
new
that
stuff.
new fusion as well that's basically super...
They have it in
prolific, right?
Archetype Searchable Super Poly. That's lit, but like that's it.
Yeah.
Like, in general, I don't think the deck is amazing. It's okay, but like, looking at what I've seen so far from the deck, I just don't rate the deck very highly. I think the deck's cool. Like, I've read some of the cards and I thought, oh, this is a very interesting deck. It has its uses, but overall, I don't see the deck going far. Like, I've also seen like Unchained variants as well that have been trying to utilize it very well, especially with the red one, the red Unchained that can just summon itself. But it's just I would say at best it's like maybe B tier.
It's a riot.
Allow it.
It's just one of those decks that are very gimmicky and yes can do things, but
Yeah, you're still talking about me.
it doesn't do great. It's definitely got some ideas behind it, but I don't think this deck is going to be absolutely amazing. I could be entirely wrong. Obviously, I've still been out of the game for like 6 months.
I think it's a good deck.
But I think it's an interesting deck and has plays, but I just don't think it's as good as like
deck,
Tenpai, Snake Eyes, Stun. I don't think it's as good as these decks that just show their dominance.
I'm gonna wrap this little segment up here by asking you a simple question. Obviously, we've got the OTS coming this Sunday. What deck do you think is gonna win it?
What deck do I think is gonna win it?
Just a quick one. The OT event that's already happened, by the way.
Already happened. Yes, we'll see if it ages well in the next part.
Let's see. So, what do you think won last Sunday?
Obviously, this is recorded before.
Yeah, this is going to be posted the week. This is going to be posted the Wednesday/Thursday after the OTS. So this is a blind prediction, and when it gets posted, we get to see if anyone's correct.
It's either going to be Tenpai or Snake Eye.
Nope.
It's going to be one of the two.
No.
You don't think Voiceless or Stun?
Nope. I think it's going to be Stun Runic.
I think it's going to be Stun as well.
You think
I feel like
Stun Runic?
Like if you have a competent player against Stun is not that big of an issue. If they know what they're doing, it won't be a problem. But if a good Snake Eye player is there, I don't know who's going, I don't know what players we have going, but I think if you've got a good Snake Eye player or a good Tenpai player, you shouldn't have to worry. And especially seeing as Tenpai, as well Mitchell has shown, runs a lot of going second cards already to clear boards. Tenpai should be able to realistically run over a stun player as long as you see like the Raigekis, the back row removal. Like, it shouldn't be that big of an issue. And if a Snake Eye player, and you know what, I'm gonna say this: if stun goes first every single game, it will have the higher chance of winning. But if they don't go first,
every deck,
they're
what the
probably
hell?
screwed.
Yeah, if you win the die roll,
Tenpai can go first or second. Snake Eye going second, they have a chance, but it's very unlikely for them to win.
Tenpai want to go second roll. They want to go second.
Tenpai
They in theory always
second.
win the die roll. They always win the die roll unless they're in a mirror match, and then it's 50-50.
I don't think you would let a stun player go first, though. Would you?
The amount of board breaking clearance you have, like you have the Raigekis, you have Lightning Storm, you have Duster, and you have like stuff like Imperm.
I would like to hear Kieran's input, as Kieran and I are the Tenpai players. Kieran, what do you think?
I mean, like, what are we just on about the stun matchup?
As in, you know your opponent's playing stun because you've seen them at locals. You've won dice roll. What are you choosing?
What? I know what that I know what.
You're against stun.
I know I'm against
stun. Are you still going second?
I'm choosing blind second anyway because I'll be real, like even. I'll be real, I fucking hate that knowledge bit in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where like, oh, I know he's playing this, so I'm going to choose this. Like, I don't care. If obviously, this is pre-recorded. If someone actually made me go first, like blindly, on like Sunday, on that OTS day, and if I beat you, just know that I'm going to be calling you out in the next podcast.
Like Rob, yeah? Like Rob.
If you genuinely make me go first and I win, especially if I win 2-0, I will be absolutely roasting you in the next podcast by name, and by default, you're probably not going to be a guest on it.
Jesus.
Fair enough.
But I respect it, yeah? Yeah, they ruined the Grandma Juice spree, bro.
You know what? The prediction for me for that Sunday, if I'll be very honest, like I'll say the personal. I think Kieran would win it. I actually think. I think Tenpai. I know, honestly, I think Tenpai is one of them. I think it will clear the game. I think you will smash it with
I
Tenpai, if I'm
think
being honest.
everyone
And I
at
think you'll be the
Ireland
most
is-
competent Tenpai player who's there.
I
Do
think,
you want me to like? Are we all gonna give our prediction on who we think's gonna win?
No, they're asking for what deck. I generally think you will I think you will guarantee a top 4 spot, Kieran, if not guaranteed winning it. Because I think Tenpai is that strong of a deck, and I think you will be the most competent player there playing it.
I reckon
It's
everyone
gonna be so funny when everyone watches this video like next week, and I've dropped by like round 2.
You're like round 3. Hey, you know what, Bunny? Let's just go in it.
I'm gonna say this right now. Yeah, I'm gonna say this right now. I know who's gonna win this. Yeah,
What now?
I know exactly who's gonna win this, and it's gonna be a
Don't you dare say
left,
James.
it's gonna be a left field. No
Don't
one's
you
gonna
dare
agree with
say
me.
James.
But it's gonna be James. It's gonna be James.
He's
Why
not.
is it
No,
gonna be
I
James?
refuse. I refuse
I
to
wanna
hear
tell you
James
what
winning
he's
it with
on.
Stun.
He's,
I,
no, shut up, Rob.
you
That's,
can say what he's on.
no,
This is pre-recorded.
No,
Brian
but
and
he
Kieran are
doesn't. He
still
doesn't want
going.
me. He doesn't want me and Kieran to know
why
what he's
did
playing.
you do that, bro? You're supposed to be a judge, yeah?
I ain't a judge right now.
Listen, I'm
Rob's
telling
like,
you,
I'm not on the
telling
clock.
you, he's gonna make people angry, and I'm gonna laugh. It's gonna be hilarious.
He's on stun then. He's on some form of stun deck.
To be completely honest though, I genuinely think it will either be a Snake Eye player or a Tenpai player who win that event.
Yeah,
Just
no.
those two decks.
The thing is, I'm trying to think who would be on, because I think what Cass and Stellion are the only two I can really, and what Sam as well. They're the 3 who I think will be on Snake Eye,
No,
and then Josh and Kieran will be on Tenpai that I at least know of. I don't know anyone else that might be on it as well.
I don't think Josh will be on Tenpai.
He has.
He'll be on
has,
Stun.
I don't think Josh is entering the tournament. I don't know what you guys are on about.
I don't.
But
think
either way, I do think if there's more Tenpai players, I still think Kieran will be the most competent one there, and I think Tenpai has. I think it's obscenely broken.
I think
unless you're like me, who's been talking to Kieran and Mitch, who are both playing the deck and been tunneled to like focus on that deck, I don't
Can I say-
generally think a lot of people are gonna be ready
one
for it.
thing about Tenpai, by the way.
it's not that broken,
The
bro.
reason I've chosen to play Tenpai is because it looks so dumb and so broken that I can probably just turn my brain off.
It is one of those decks that you can. I've already noticed that you can turn your brain off because of the battle
Yeah.
phase.
Also,
You just
by the
resolve
way-
Red Dragon and you go full combo.
Yeah,
what
you
you
just
do.
you just declare everything's
Let
your
talk.
damage step.
Let the man speak.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Like you've been waffling on for the past half an hour about nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, Rob.
He's talking to you.
Outside me and Mitch, I don't know who else is like. 'Cause obviously, if you play Tenpai, guaranteed you're getting smoked, you're getting hate. Because you're like, oh, you're playing like a blind second, like obviously win deck. Like Mitch has played Gren, and I'd be real, people better have seen it. I played Cuba. Okay? So, like, we've played going second decks before to OTK, yeah?
Love it.
Everyone else's excuses.
I played Numeron.
I'm just gonna say this now, by the way. Just why I have a moment to talk and not to get interrupted. I'm just say this now, by the way. People are overhyping this Tenpai deck, and I wish I never said anything. Because I bet you any money, half the people going into this are gonna have D barriers and shit in their sides. Yeah, Tenpai is a good deck. Do not get me wrong, but if you don't open field spell, you're just playing Grand Marju. And you lose to an Imper.
No, I think
You're
I
too
think-
scared. People,
No,
I
bro,
have made everyone
anti-spell
so
is
shook.
limited. I
Why
think
are you speaking over me?
Because Raigeki, Lightning Storm, Dark Hole, Feather Duster, I think these are cards that are now not getting checked like they used to be before. And I think people aren't playing all the generic, the generic Omni Negates are gone. These, broken going second spells are now not getting checked for an anti-spell. I think it's just the perfect mix of if you're not ready for this, you're going to get fucked up. And then, and if you do bring something that can handle a Raigeki, handle a Lightning Storm, handle a Dark Hole, now you have to deal with the fact that they can play in the battle phase around half the hand traps that you might play, and OTK you with a 6k beta that can swing 3 times.
Is this
It's
why you
one of them.
bought the
I'm
deck?
not underhyping it, bro. I'm not overhyping it. I'm underhyping it. It is fucking broken.
Is this
I
why
think
you
people
bought the
are.
deck?
I'm not gonna lie,
Yes,
Ryan.
yes, I bought the
it's-
core.
I'm not gonna lie. The deck, the way you're talking about the deck, is better than what it actually is.
Thank you.
Like,
No, hold on, no. Because it's one of them.
I have played the deck more than you.
Ryan, I'm gonna say this right now. It
13
can't be
one-card
affected in the battle
starters.
phase, but it loses to a Ghost Ogre.
Yes.
They can play
exactly.
Shifter. They can play Shifter and OTK in the Shifter. They can OTK under
You can
Shifter.
have Shifter, but if you ain't got Shifter, like this is you going on the same subject you were talking about before. If you have the nuts,
This guy's
No,
always
no,
perfect
hold
hand.
up. Oh no,
bro.
no, hold on, no.
Perfect hand every
Statistically-
time, bro.
you have
Statistically,
to have the nuts.
statistically, they have more likely ways to see Shifter than the opponent will have with Ogre.
It's exactly
Because
the
they are
same.
It's
No,
the
it's not.
same
They're playing
odds.
second. They're playing seconds.
It's the
They have
same
6 cards.
odds.
No, it's not, because they will
It is,
open
it's
one
the
more
free of
card.
in a deck.
Yeah,
You
it's
can
two
draw
free
one
offs,
more
but they're
card.
different.
Yes, but
Exactly,
but
that's
other
the-
decks can draw more cards.
No,
Shift
but
up.
It's the same odds.
The point.
Like, I get where you're coming from, but the fact is, Tenpai, yes, it's a very strong deck. It's
I
a
don't
very
think
good
it's
deck.
top 5. I honestly don't think it's top 5.
You're underrating it, bro. I think
I
I've
will say
played.
that.
Oh, you're actually pissing me off. I'm actually
you
gonna
can be
get
pissed off, bro. I don't care. I do not care if you get
I've
pissed off. bro.
played
I'm
the
I'm
deck
putting respect
for
on it.
3 months. Yes, it's a good deck. It's not the top 5 meta decks because if you don't open the field spell or your opponent has a way to get rid of the field spell, you kind of just lose to interaction.
But
Yeah.
this is the issue that I had though when I was talking to when Priyan said this. Oh, it's too many injuries, bro. It's 13 cards in the deck.
Do you know how
or
many times
one
I've
card
lost to an
OTK.
Ash? Do you know how many times I've lost to an Ash?
Exactly. One Ash can destroy the deck. Also, by the way, you should know of all people that playing loads of starters in the deck doesn't mean you auto win. Remember that time you were playing Cyber Dragon and you lost to me playing ABC?
That was a one-time bad moment. Okay.
Wait,
but my
what?
point is, yeah, I played Kieran. He was playing ABC. I played Cyber Dragon.
You
and honestly,
lost to ABC on Cyber Dragon?
I literally for like 4 turns straight. I only opened hand traps and like other stuff. I opened literally. Kieran even turned around and went, bro, that's probably like the worst opening I've ever seen, bro. I literally opened hand traps and spells that had to work with Sidras. And I finally opened one. But he already had Buster. So the second I summoned it, he's like, yeah, cool, Buster banish.
I
And
did.
literally,
I just feel like
I needed multiple names. I saw none of them.
Ryan. I'm not gonna lie. You are kind of waffling. Mitchell's trying to say something as well when you stopped, and then you started again.
he's done
Mitchell.
it.
Talking.
I was.
No, you stopped, and then Mitchell started, and then you started again.
Just delay on Discord, but sorry,
Right.
Mitch.
No, it's not.
I just feel like I put the fear of manning everyone with this Tenpai deck because it's hilarious because I'm not even going to be playing Tenpai in the first tournament.
Like,
But yeah, no, you're OTS. You're judging it, aren't you? So you
No,
weren't
but
playing
the
with
first tournament, everyone's going to think I'm playing Tenpai. I'm not.
it. Really?
But like on the Tenpai subject, I would say Mitchell. I think it is a top 5, but I don't think it's like upper echelon of the top 5.
It's
I think
5.
it's probably like
It's 5th.
It's
then.
4 or 5. It's 4 or 5.
What?
I think Snake Eye is better than it.
It
I
is
think
definitely better than it.
Voiceless
Snake
is
Eyes
so
still the best deck.
consistent that it's better than it. Especially if you like Franken open fucking Brand Fusion every time.
He stacks his hand. It's
So yeah, I think Voiceless is better than it. I think Snake Eyes is better than it. I think Branded is better than it because I can open all these board breakers under the sun. Branded can still puppet lock me if I don't have like Super Poly or an Imperm or something like that. So I feel like those 3 decks are better than it. I think Runic Stun is better than it by far. And that's 4 decks before it.
I would put it.
Brother, you just taught the
it's
way you just
good.
described the deck. You described it like it's fucking tier 0. So don't tell me you would put it 5th now, bro.
It's not tier 0.
I wouldn't
deck.
be putting it 5th. I can understand. Like
It's tier
Snake
1.
Eye is a good deck, but I do
It'd
think
be 1.5.
I think a lot
I
of
think it's
people
1.5.
are gonna. I think a blind second has free access to all these broken board breakers, bro. Yeah, it just needs a bit of fine tuning while we work out the meta. But I do think it's a fucking deck.
I think
to
it's a
watch.
local
The-
legend deck. I
the
think it's
thing
a deck
is,
that
for
will win
everyone-
locals, but at big events it will do well, but it won't survive because people just make you go first.
Well, look, I
have
have faith in this deck, and I have faith that Kieran will win the event Sunday with this deck.
Can I say something? You also
Hilarious.
remember, technically this format isn't defined yet.
Nope.
Yes, we know that Snake Eye is probably going to be the best deck, but because of the ban list, that it brought back so many variables where you really can't say what the best deck is right now. Yes, stun is stupid, but we don't know if there's something in the wings that will stop it. Yes, Tenpai has its strong suits, but we don't know if it's going to be better or worse than the other decks until we actually see competitive play with it. And in all honesty, Voice of Voice, it's a very strong deck from what I've seen, but from when I've played against it, it's not that hard to overcome if you know what you're doing. Like, there's a lot of decks in the game right now that are strong, but until the format is fully defined after this ban list, we can't really say what is the best deck. We can have a speculation.
No,
that's fine.
No, this is all theory. This is all theory.
One more reason I feel like Tenpai ain't gonna be a meta deck is because if it does turn out that Snake Eyes is the best deck again, everyone who's playing a deck with Protoss is going to find a way to use a fire. Swordtail can already do it because the Synchro 10 is the fire that you summon. So like,
you
you
can
have
also
to
just
destroy
summon
it, though.
TN. What was it? The
yeah, right.
Yeah,
if you destroy the card and your
level
opponent
6?
can't summon or play the game, it's a good payoff.
Yeah, I know, but it's Nib. Everything I'm looking at,
Long
Nib answers it. What? It's one of them. Like you even said in the last pod, like you believe Nib has been buffed because of the ban list and is an absolutely broken card.
Trap, yeah.
Nib
Exactly.
technically isn't the best hand trap right now because of Tenpai exists. Tempai's
True.
existence takes it away from it.
True, but you can play Nib in Tenpai. But my point is that anything that's not Tenpai will just get walked over with a Nib unless they're purposely playing around the Nib.
Nick, I won't.
But if you're trying to play like the rank 4 to go into flag to go into Protoss, and then you destroy the flag or the rank 4 to lock out fire, you will play under Nib. That's
Yes.
the point, and that's the stuff I'm trying to say is like stuff like this will play under the Nib or play into the Nib.
If card loses to Nib, they just make the SP join their combo and choose to have 2 monsters at the end, or they alternatively they can main Nib and they can play Crossout Designator. That's all. If they really hard lose to that Nib, then they'll just play the Designator.
Like,
Yeah, but
Nib
Designator is like
Nib is not
if you
that
happen to
scary.
play Designator, that's a bad. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad card, but it's a bad situation when you have to play Crossout Designator. on
I
one
mean,
Nib.
as we've seen recently in like deck profiles, a lot of Snake Eye players have actually been playing Crossout Designator just to prevent the hand trap, so they can still go full combo.
yeah,
so-
that's because they're playing a million hand traps and they're most likely gonna be playing Snake Eye.
Yeah, but that's the point. Is like you're saying if you're down, basically down bad if you're playing Crossout, but Crossout is still a very strong card. It's a card that can say, oh, if you're in a mirror match, the card is insane. It's a card that can say, oh, you have a hand trap. Well, I'm going to say no to that hand trap so I can play the game and stop you from stopping me.
Can
Like-
Snake Eye bring out Protoss though? Is that a thing they can
No,
easily do?
I'm not talking about Protoss. I'm talking about in general. Crossout Designator is a good card.
No,
Protoss is
but
not a
I
card
was
you'll
talking.
ever
I was
see.
talking about the Protoss line. Sorry, I was talking about the Protoss line. Yes, no. If you're in a format where like Snake Eye is going to be around the most, and you're playing Snake Eye, it makes sense. Like I played Crossout when I was playing Kashtira because everyone was on Kashtira, and it made the most sense. But what I mean is, if there's going to be a lot of decks and you have to play Crossout just for Nib, it's not that it's a tough situation to be in.
It isn't though, because like you still have a Crossout for every other hand trap or every other mirror match in the game. Like, Crossout Designator is just one of those cards that has a very, very limited use at times because of not many decks can run as many hand traps as you want. But when there's a deck that can utilize it, the card is absolutely insane. Like,
Right.
I remember when I was playing Crossout in goddamn PK, because I was scared of getting hit by droplets, I was scared of getting hit by Ash, I was scared of getting hit by Nibiru. And I played Crossout Designator, and it literally won me games on its own. That card is a very, very strong card. And if it's used in the correct deck, the card goes off. It will allow you to play the game, and that's one of the reasons called by is limited, because it's a card that can let you go off. It's just a very, very strong card, and cards that say your opponent, basically anything that will say you can negate your opponent from negating you, is a card that's going to be good. It may not have every format, but it's still a very strong card. And sorry, Kieran and Mitchell. Been talking a bit, Ryan and me been chatting a bit during this cast. Do you have anything to say about this topic?
Nah, Ryan's the expert. I'll leave him to it.
Yeah, it's just. I'm leaving it.
making up for not being here for last week. I'm waffling.
You're not making up.
Yeah.
You're taking over, bro.
But I'm here. Like, I'd be real. The people listening right now, me and Mitch are gonna apologize to you right now Like, obviously, we're very interested to hear our guest speak, but no one wants to hear Ryan waffle on about the wrong things for 24/7.
Bro, shut up. Honestly, both of you weren't editing that podcast from last week. You say it was a banger. The amount of pauses I had to cut out from your duel, bro. I should be apologizing to the viewers for that, bro.
You weren't there, bro.
Yeah, we've been on the same topic for a bit. Is there anything else you want to ask or talk about?
No, I think.
I just want no. One quick thing I just want to ask, because obviously Rob is probably I'm gonna have to say decorated here. Probably one of the most decorated duelists like out there. The amount of tops he's had, it's gonna be very hard for you, Rob. But I want your like ultimate favorite / best moment in this game you've had in your entire Yu-Gi-Oh career.
The best moment I've had.
Your favorite
Best
moment or you've had
like,
in Yu-Gi-Oh?
favorite moment, like the moment where you were literally like, I absolutely love this game right now, and you're there, you're at your peak, like happiness level in Yu-Gi-Oh. Dueling me.
The first time I won locals.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
Right. For a lot of players, like you and Ryan, Mitch would know about this, but you and Ryan weren't there back in the day, when it was like
Eminem?
beginning. Yeah, not Eminem, because the first time I won locals was actually in the second shop, playing it when it was first started.
Oh, you're trash.
Nation. I wasn't trash then. I started to get good then. Because if I'm not gonna lie, when I've been playing this game for 20 plus years, a lot of the time of it, I was not a good Yu-Gi-Oh player. I was garbage. I was trash. I'll be honest. Part of that is because of my reading level was terrible. Because of, I have like slight dyslexia and stuff, but I got there in the end. But the first time I ever won locals, and this was my happiest moment in the game. Because, and this is one of the reasons why I got called Rob Geki, is because the locals that we went to was a lot more skillful than it is now. And I know that's hard to believe, but we had players that honestly were some of the best players that I have ever seen. And I am sad to say that a lot of them are out of the game now. Mitchell would know some. One is Josh, Ed. Ed comes back now and then. Alex Hancock's. I know you don't like. I know someone here doesn't like it too much. We had players like these in the game that were actually amazing at the game, and some of them have even gone to go world champions in other games. And when I've won my first locals, and I know some people are going to say this is skillful or anything, it was in a form. It was last round at locals. There was only one way I could win the last game, and it was to top deck Raigeki. And I had Snatch still in hand as well to go ahead and steal a monster, but I needed Raigeki to clear the board to go for game, and I top decked Raigeki into Tellarknights against Cleafor. And because of that, I was able to go ahead and Snatch steal a monster, Raigeki, clear the board, and attack with a Deneb and their Cleafort Stealth. And me winning that locals for the first time you've ever won your locals, when I have been really bad at the game for a very long time, and just keep coming because I enjoy the game so much. Getting that first ever win, I'll never forget it. And the funniest part about that win, my opponent, who was Josh, not Josh that you guys know, another Josh, Mitch would know him. He pulled an ultimate red Deltaros in his prize packs for coming second, and he ripped it up.
What?
He pulled.
Money didn't matter. It's the statement that counts.
Oh no!
He pulled.
No, he ripped it up after pulling it. He done it.
Yeah.
intentionally.
He ripped it straight up, and it's not my best. I remember that moment fondly, and he actually used that card at locals. I might add, he put it in a sleeve, ripped up, and used that card.
Oh, he taped it up.
Yeah, he did a fucking Yugi's Blue Eyes White, Grandpa's Blue Eyes White Dragon.
A little bit of tape, that'll do it.
And winning my first time, and the thing is, the store actually, this is actually a video that you can actually go check out on the Play Nation YouTube.
Hey! Let's not
recorded.
plug other YouTube channels. Eh?
I know. But this is just they actually recorded how I felt, and I was just so happy.
This. There you go, mate. Well done.
Thanks.
Like the first ever win I got was the happiest time I could think of you. Like there's been other great times. Obviously the time I came third at Nats, even though that one felt kind of crappy because of how I came third at Nats.
That's right, you cheated.
I did not cheat. I bricked both games in the fucking seconds.
Same thing happened to me, bro.
I'd have thought you would have felt bad that you knocked out your friend from having a chance of going at top 64 as well in the 9th round.
Hold
In the 9th round.
Ryan,
hold that.
as Mitchell said, hold that. But no, like the best time I've ever had in Yu-Gi-Oh was probably that, because it was the first time I could actually say I started to get good at the game. Like that was the time.
Trend as well.
Yeah, Rob Gecki.
Now, see, I don't remember
I
don't remember Rob Gecki from that story though.
No, Rob Gecki came from other stories, but
yeah.
it was one of the reasons. It's just one of the things that stacked up.
I remember the Rob Gecki
because
story.
of being able to ride Gecki and snatch steal and just go for game. It really did just the first win, man. It's the first win.
Well, we'll discuss more about Rob Gecki and stuff like them types of stories, possibly in a future pod. But I think we've been going at this for long enough that maybe we should call it a day for now.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I do want to thank you, Rob, for coming onto the pod. Like, I do appreciate you being here as our second guest. You know, thank you for your time. It's quite late in at night now, so it's like 10:20, and I know you probably got work in the morning. So we do want to thank you for coming on. We do appreciate the stories, and definitely we'll have you on to be a recurring guest, because it sounds like you've got quite a lot of stories to tell.
Oh, I've got 21 years of things in my head about Yu-Gi-Oh, and I love this game. I even though I went off for it for 6 months, I still say this is one of the best games out there to play. It's literally it's the only game that you can literally do anything you want, and it's just nice having a game like that. Even though sometimes it is crap because of, you know, some cards like Droll and Lockbird or some things happen, but it is honestly, truly one of the best games that has ever been made. And Kazuki Takahashi, rest in peace. Thank you for creating this game, man. Such a good game.
Yeah. And thank you for being on, Rob. So I hope everyone enjoyed listening. It's been a brilliant episode, brilliant guest. I'm Ryan, we got Mitch, Kieran, and hopefully you like, subscribe, and comment down below what you maybe want to hear in the next episode. If there's any guests you want to see us talk about, any topics you want to hear us talk about. But until then, we'll see you next time. Peace.
See you in the next one.